Hi guys, and welcome to today's video. So today's video is going to be a this or that video. We're going to be talking about 4 new lychee fragrances that were released just last year in 2023 and which lychee fragrance, if you're a lover of lychee, is right for you. So let's go ahead and get into the video. Okay, so we are going to be going over 4 fragrances. We're going to be going over Badi Al Oud Sublime by Lattafa, Tutti Frutti de Hermes by Hermes, Eden Sparkling Lychee by Kayali, and Lychee Rose by Nest New York. And I was only going to be doing Eden Sparkling Lychee and Nest, and then I did have a lovely viewer ask if I would include Tutti Frutti, which I am going to be doing a range review, but I did go ahead and include it in here because it's a lychee video. And then since this was also a recent release that I really enjoy, I decided to add a 4th lychee fragrance into this video. Whether it's lychee, lychee, I tend to say both, especially depending on the way they spell it. If it's spelled like this, then I say lychee, and if it's spelled like this, then I say lychee. But lately I've been saying lychee because I just think it sounds prettier, and lychee kind of reminds me of leeches for whatever weird reason.
Leech! Lychee! Oh my god!
I did look it up and it is pronounced both ways depending on where you're from. So we're gonna start with Sublime by Lattafa. So this has top notes of apple, lychee, rose, middle notes of plum, jasmine, and base notes of vanilla, moss, and patchouli. Now when this fragrance opens, you get, to me, a tart. Yeah. You get a tart, maybe a McIntosh or a Granny Smith apple, but then you get a juicy fruit in here. And the reason why it's not a juicy apple is because I do get a very distinct kind of tart apple, but I also get another juicy fruit, which is the plum. But there are fragrances where I can pick up plum a little bit better, and here it just comes off as a kind of juicy fruit that's in here. And then as this dries down, I do get that kind of clean jasmine and a soft rose, but this isn't a rosy fragrance to my nose. It's more fruity at the top, and then as it dries down, I get a little bit more of the moss, which I pretty much get at the start of this fragrance, but it starts to come through and add a little something different to this scent. I don't really pick up patchouli or vanilla. For me, it just has that juicy, bright, kind of tart opening, and then it falls off a little bit, I would say, and then the oak moss comes through. It is a scent that is considered unisex, but I would say it leans more feminine. I would say if you're a man who enjoys fruity fragrances, you might want to check this one out. It's a different take on a fruity fragrance with that oak moss. Instead of being more of a fruity floral, I would say it's more of a fruity fragrance with like a earthy touch, but not overly earthy. Like when I saw moss and patchouli, I thought this was going to be a more earthy fragrance, but it just adds a nice dimension to this fragrance. I don't really pick up the lychee in this fragrance. Out of all of the ones I'm going to discuss, this one, to me, I don't pick up the lychee very well in here. I pick up more on that apple and the plum that's in here. Now, I was lucky enough to miss the BR 540 comparisons, which I'm glad I did because I probably wouldn't have purchased this one because I am just over that scent profile. This does remind me of In the Stars, which does fall in that same family. So In the Stars vibes like Ariana Grande's Cloud, BR 540, they vibe, but then there's elements of In the Stars that to me vibe with this one that I don't pick up in those. I don't smell this and get the BR 540 comparison, thank goodness. My nose doesn't pick it up, at least, because that one, I don't like that scent. I find it very obnoxious. And even though I do like Ariana Grande's Cloud, I always found that one to be, again, a distant relative, not a dupe or anything. And even that one, I am over that scent profile. This to me is that kind of tart, juicy apple opening that you get in Eden's Juicy Apple by Kayali. And then when it dries down, it does have something kind of In the Stars, if you've ever smelled those fragrances. Very nice scent, and for the price, you can't beat it. I got this one for under 40 bucks and I've seen it for under 30. So again, that is Lattafa's by the Al Oud Sublime. Okay, then next we have Twilly's Tutti. I keep wanting to say like Tutti Frutti. So this scent is considered fruity, warm, spicy, fresh, tropical, musky, powdery, and aquatic. Yeah. This is Twilly de Elmez, but in summer. This opens up with a zesty, spicy ginger. It also has a grapefruit note in here, even though they don't mention it. I smell straight up grapefruit in this fragrance. I get the lychee in this one a little bit more, but still not necessarily like lychee forward like the next two I'm going to talk about. I get more of the ginger and the grapefruit that they don't list in here. So this one has notes of lychee, ginger flower, and musk. Now on my skin, because I love this fragrance on paper, unfortunately on my skin the musk does take a turn and go a little sour and a little BO on my skin. It's one that I ended up having to layer lychee rose and sparkling lychee, and that combination was actually really lovely. It did mask the musk that's in here. It added a tart kind of grapefruit ginger to sparkling lychee and lychee rose, and the combination was nice because this has a prominent note of rose. I would say sparkling lychee to me has just that kind of fruity, uplifting juiciness that I really like, and then this has a prominent note of ginger and again grapefruit, even though they don't list it. So that combination was really nice. That's probably how I'm going to end up wearing this one until I finish this travel, because the musk in this one really does turn like BO. It's like when you get out of the shower, you're all ready for the day, you pop on your perfume, and then maybe you are outside all day at a game, or maybe you're like at the park kind of sweating a little bit, and maybe you just did not put on enough deodorant and you just get that kind of whiff of BO. That's what this does. And I know it's the musk because it does it in other fragrances. I actually love the note of musk, but there are a handful of fragrances where the musk comes off that way. I don't know if it's more of an animalic musk or what it is, but it also does it in Anne Micallef's Soleil, I think it's Soleil Passion. I'll pop in a photo here. That fragrance is beautiful. I think it has passion fruit, just a beautiful fragrance that I wanted so badly to work, but the musk did the exact same thing. It just has this BO kind of scent on my skin. So unfortunately this one did not work out for me. And again, the lychee in here is, it's there. I get it more in the dry down because in the opening I get a burst of the ginger and the grapefruit that they don't list. So that's what I get very much with the Twilly de Elmez DNA, the kind of powdery jasmine DNA of Twilly I pick up in this one. And then as it dries down, the lychee peeks through a little bit, but it's still not like a very prominent note of lychee. So again, that is Tutti Twilly de Elmez by Elmez. All right, next we have Kayali's Eden Sparkling Lychee. This is the other part of my scent of the day. I combined Sublime with Sparkling Lychee. This is just a mouth-watering, juicy, fruity, tart lychee fragrance. This one, to me, is where the lychee's coming through. If you like lychee fragrances, you'll like this one. I would say if you liked Eden Juicy Apple, but I don't mean just thought it was cute. I mean, you really enjoyed Eden Juicy Apple and you like the note of lychee, you might really enjoy this one. So Kayali's Eden Sparkling Lychee. This scent is described as fruity, sweet, vanilla, powdery, fresh, tropical, violet, musky, floral, and citrus. This has top notes of black currant, sparkling lychee, Italian lemon, and red apple. Middle notes of rose absolute, candied violet, jasmine sambac, and base notes of sugared amber, cedarwood, musk, vanilla absolute, and sandalwood. This one, when it opens, you get all of the fruity goodness that they mention at the top. Yeah, you get something sparkly, which is the sparkling lychee, which I know some people have mentioned like champagne. It is kind of sparkly like champagne, and you get, I wouldn't say lemon, this isn't overly citrus, but you do get something a little zesty in this scent as well. And then I get that kind of fresh but intoxicating kind of black currant at the top. I wouldn't say this is an overly floral scent, but I do get the powdery violet in the middle. When this scent dries down, I will say that I kind of lose that sparkly fruity top, and this dries down to more of a powdery violet sugary kind of sweet vanilla scent. I don't want to say vanilla, because if you're a vanilla lover, this isn't a vanilla scent. I get the vanilla more in the dry down. Also, the sandalwood in here isn't very prominent to my nose. For me, the fruity notes taper down, but they still linger. But then it turns into more of a powdery kind of sugary sweet scent in the dry down. I do top up, not because of longevity issues, but because I want that opening again. So sometimes I will layer this with Kayali's Eden Juicy Apple just to kind of get that fruitiness to last a little bit longer, because the top notes do kind of leave a little faster than I would like, and then I want to top up to just get that opening again. Yeah, that opening is just, it's a very uplifting and happy scent, I would say. So again, that is Kayali's Eden Sparkling Lychee. All right, then last we have a Lychee Rose. And this scent, I would say let sit. Because when I first got this scent, I got a jammy rose. And I didn't really get like the lychee, and I didn't really get anything else. Like when I sprayed this one, I'm like, okay, I've smelled this before. It reminded me of Nina Ricci's Rose Absolute L'Extase, the one in the black bottle. The rose in there was kind of vibing like the rose in here, and also House of Sillage's Chauvidol. They all have this kind of sweet, kind of jammy rose. This one just has a little bit more going on with the lychee and the champagne note. So I did end up picking up those notes more the longer this fragrance sat. So when I first got this one, it was just a jammy rose. I got the raspberry and the rose, didn't really get the lychee, didn't really get the champagne. Then I revisited this scent when I knew that my video was coming up and I wanted to compare it. So I sprayed this one and I sprayed my Chauvidol, and when I sprayed them side by side, I got the lychee and I got the champagne, and now I can't get it out of my nose. So it's one that I'm excited to wear more now that I can pick up those notes and see if maybe I would upgrade to a larger bottle or maybe get another travel. But it is one that I do enjoy. This fragrance, I would say, is more for your rose lover and something if you want a rosy fragrance that's more mature, because sparkling lychee is more of a youthful scent. It's more fun and more flirty. The rose in here makes this one smell a little bit more grown up, but I do really enjoy the lychee and champagne note that I'm picking up in this one now. This one's a little bit more fizzy than sparkling lychee. It's more sparkly. This one's more fizzy, like when you go to sip champagne and those bubbles just kind of burst under your nose. It does that now that I can pick it up, because again, when I first got that, this was a jammy rose all the way and I wasn't impressed. So which one would I say is right for you, this or that? I would say if you enjoy rose and lychee, pick up Lychee Rose by Nest New York. This is a very rosy lychee forward fragrance. If you want more of a fun, flirty lychee fragrance, a little bit more powdery in the dry down with the violet, and a little bit more sugary, I would say get sparkling lychee. This one's a little bit more youthful and young out of all the ones I'm going to talk about. You want a slight upgrade from a Body Splash-esque, but still fun and fruity, I would say get Sublime. This one does give me a little bit of the Body Splash-esque vibes like Kayali Sparkling Lychee, but it's a little bit more grown up with the grounding notes. Again, I don't really get the patchouli. Maybe you'll get it more. I get the moss a lot in this fragrance, and it just adds something that I really enjoy. And then if you want a little bit more of a zesty ginger, grapefruit, even though they don't list grapefruit, with the Tutti the Hermes DNA, I would say go for Tutti. Just because the musk comes off BO on me, that's just my chemistry. It might not come off that way on you. And again, I'll get this travel to work by layering it, because I did like that combo I came up with. And I do really love the opening of this scent. It's just the musk that I have to mask. So those are the 4 newest lychee fragrances in my collection. I do want to do a lychee review. I have about 15 or 16 fragrances, so I'll probably do that more towards spring and summer. But let me know in the comments below, do you guys have any of these fragrances and what are your thoughts on them? But that will do it for today's video. I hope you liked it. If you did, please give it a thumbs up, and I will catch you guys in my next video. Bye guys.